Aaron Judge has not homered as of yet. He's homered in 3 straight games. But an unbelievable start to the 2017 season. When you look at what Aaron Judge has done from what you saw last season to what he's doing now, what is the difference?
You know, I know he worked really hard in the offseason, but I can see clearly a difference in his approach. Immediately, he set himself up to succeed, giving himself a chance. So when he gets up to the plate, if you were looking at last year, he really had a tough time laying up that slider right there. I mean, he just kept on chasing, and then when they went up in the zone or inside, he had no shot at that fastball. So he was early in the off-speed and really late on the fastball, and he chased out of the zone. As you can see, he's late and also early. So he was totally off. Why? Because when you cannot get to that fastball inside, you panic. This is right here, Laureano throwing him a slider. Right, he goes and chases it right here. But then this year, Laureano tries to do the same thing again. Of course, that pitch was a little bit higher, but now he's a different player. He has a different approach. He has raised his sights, has brought him up and a little bit more closer to his body. So now when the pitchers go away, it looks like it's a mile away. He doesn't want that pitch right there. Look how he's taking it with ease. And also, he's getting ready early, which allows him to just not panic. He's not panicking anymore. He can just sit there, wait for the pitch he wants. You don't come in there, he just takes it. Then you try to go in there, and you know what happens. Placata. That's the way he does it. And he's doing it with ease. That was like 97 miles per hour inside, running inside. And Judge very easily, well, I mean, it's hard to hit, but you know what I mean.
He's making it look easy.
Very nice and smooth. Gets his swing in there, and the ball goes 500 feet.
Another one of the big differences that I noticed was you saw him in 2016 with the leg kick, right? And he's coming up here, and it was just kind of, I felt like it was like a 3-part leg kick, if that makes sense. It was like 1, 2, and then 3. And now when you watch him this year, he seems to be a little bit more spread out, but it's more like 1, 2, 1, 2. He simplified it, which goes back to exactly what you were saying with your point. Is that puts him on time, and it's a lot easier to be like this when you simplify your movements.
Oh, that was perfect you did right there, because you see how you were in your launch position.
In the launch position.
Ready to fire, where before he was really late, very late.
Well, you use the word launch, and he launched a moonshot, a mammoth home run Sunday against the Baltimore Orioles. This is what Aaron Judge had to say about that homer, his season, and his start.
Not really, especially when you hit 170 the year before. You know, you don't really think about it. But like I've said before, you know, I'm really feeding off my teammates. You know, I'm just in a good position here, surrounded by a lot of good players, young and old, and they just put me in a good spot. One thing I try to work on this offseason was get my bat in the zone and keep it in the zone as long as I can. You know, so even if I'm getting beat on balls away, fastballs away, I'm still able to drive it to right field and keep it in play. So, you know, I'm just happy to get balls in play.
All right, I've heard hitters mention, I want to keep the bat in the zone longer. What does that mean?
It's funny because it's difficult to explain, and I think probably the best way to describe it would be, I was a guy, I was a very average hitter, right? And I would say, especially when I wasn't going well at the plate, my bat would be very quickly in and out of the zone. So what that means is if I'm here and I come down, I was steep to the ball, down here, and immediately I'm coming out. So steep down to it, steep out of it. So really, if you put the ball in that one position, that one spot, middle in, I'd say belt high, knee to belt high, I had a chance. But if not, I was in trouble. If there was a ball that was on the outside part of the plate, I'd be in here, out here. You'll see a roll over to shortstop. You'll see pop-ups, whatever. So when you talk about keeping the bat in the zone for a long time, all of a sudden you get yourself in position to hit. Here's the zone, right? Now you're giving yourself a chance for success. 1, 2, 3, where you can even go 4 out here, 5, and cover literally 5 balls if we stack them all the way across the plate.
Yeah, you know what? And the pitch is coming. It's usually maybe 10 degrees. That's the angle that it's coming. And you want your barrel really to be on the same line as the pitch line as long as possible. But what happens is, if you don't give yourself enough time to do that, and if you have this angle right here and the pitch is coming from over here and I'm late and I know, my eyes see that I'm late, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do everything I can to get the barrel to the baseball, and this is what's going to happen. I'm going to collapse the backside, I'm going to throw the head out there, and I'm going to go this way. And just like you said, different swing here. It's coming from underneath up, and there's only one spot that meets that line, the 10-degree line, the 10-degree pitch line. So timing is huge in this because when you are on time, you have time to hit, you can comfortably, hitting is hard, but you can comfortably get in that same pitch line, and now you give yourself a little bit more margin for error. And Judge has been doing that. It's amazing because we were talking about how quickly he was able to make this adjustment, and he's capitalizing on it, and we're loving it.